lost in translation.
Well, when you get to the point of realizing that the apple on the back of an Apple product, with the one bite taken out of it, is actually a nod to a gentleman who, I cannot remember his name, but he helped break the German code during World War II and save fuck tons of lives. After World War II, the American government treated him so badly that he killed himself by eating a poisoned apple. So the one bite you see taken out of the apple on the Macintosh Apple fucking, icon is a nod to a man killing himself to get over being harassed by the American government.
And with that, welcome
All
to Joe's
I gotta
Corner.
Say is that
that's pretty much
that
that's
is your icon for your company, you are a shitty company.
So, with that...
Wow, talking about
not
shitty
endorsed
company.
by another company.
Not exactly.
Wow, we're talking about shitty companies today, too. Anyway, welcome to Joe's Corner, where you realize that your favorite anime actually is a piece of crap. So, I am joined by KoolAid over here.
Yeah.
I am joined by...
Matt.
I am also joined by...
8-Ball.
And we have a nice friend with us today as well.
Oh, yes. Hi, I'm Chris.
Okay, Chris.
Any
I want
screen
you-
names you want to go by? It doesn't matter. Okay, just...
Okay, Chris. All right. I want
got
you to
KoolAid
talk
'cause
about...
of ITG.
I want you to talk about your charity stream for me real quick, okay?
Awesome. So, I am a DM on a virtual 5th edition D&D game. We stream every Friday and Saturday night on Twitch, 10 p.m. Eastern, usually going until like 2, 3 in the morning Eastern. Every month we feature a different charity with a description and a link to make a donation. This month is Miracle Children's Network. When you go to the link, you can actually choose which hospital gets it. Make any amount of a donation, and they get it 100% of the profits. No one else touches it. The Twitch channel is called Chris Cone 19, CHRISCONE 19. But yeah, check it out. We have a lot of fun. Don't let children watch because it's very inappropriate sometimes with my players. They like to have a bit too much fun. And we'll have periodic guest stars from people who are extremely experienced and other players joining in for a session. So check it out.
And by inappropriate, we mean more the language, not so much,
Yes.
oh my God, what is that person doing with that cup?
No.
Oh, Lord.
Currently,
All right.
the only video feed that you will see of a person live will be me as the DM and if I have a guest at the time.
There you go.
All right, well, that's a great talk there, sir. And thank you, Matt, for this great introduction that led by my other great introduction. I appreciate that. Okay, so, as we all know, there are great animes out there.
I'm not giving you this file unless you put that up as the main thing for the intro. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm doing. Why do you think I left it?
Exactly.
There's some great studios out there, like Studio Ghibli is one of the world's greatest examples.
Yeah.
What
If
do you
you don't
see-
know stuff like Spirited Away or...
My Neighbor Totoro.
I mean, for real. Like, a lot of that's just...
that's
to
a lot
name a
of the,
few.
That's a lot of the movies that we grew up as kids that got us into anime, or at least me. So.
Oh my God, it's so pretty.
One of the animes we will be talking about, actually there's two of them. One I watched when I was younger, and one turned into one of my all-time favorites, into my top 10, but when I came back to it. But we will get there once we talk about that studio. So, I know Billy's knowledgeable about studios and so on and so forth. I'm not sure about you two or three, but you guys are more than welcome to tag along. And if you have any, you want to talk about a certain studio, like if you want to talk about a certain anime or anything, just let me know. We can
I
pull
already
it up.
know one you
and-
don't want to talk about. I'm just saying. It's not even
Oh
finished
yeah,
yet.
I forget we haven't talked about that yet.
And
I know
is
which
that
one.
the first one? Or is there
No,
another
oh no, that's the first one.
Go for it, bro.
Okay, so the first one I would love to talk about is Tanya of Evil is the anime.
Yojo Senki, if you're watching it in the because I know it has an English dub. It's getting an English dub, isn't it?
I don't know.
Someone said something
I
about this
had
on the first one.
I met a guy who's actually watched the first episode on Just Dubs already, so I don't know if they did a fan dub or is if someone's actually dubbing that shit.
It'd be cool
now.
if they did a fan dub for that.
Yeah, I'm curious
Anywho,
of who they get the first
It's the
time.
fact of if you're watching it in subtitles streamed online, it's blah. My brain farted.
And
You
for-
just said it.
for the
Yojo
s-
Senki.
And
There
for
you
the sake of the consistency, it's actually the full title
It's
is
the
the
saga
saga of
of
Tanya the Evil.
Yeah.
But for me, it's Tanya of Evil.
Tanya of Evil, not
Yes.
of Tanya the Evil.
No, just Tanya of Evil.
She's
She is
just
pure evil.
Evil
All right.
Tanya.
She is pure evil,
Kind of
but
girl.
Oh,
I mean, for real, I would recommend watching this straight up.
It's so good.
And because we're talking about the studios, this is actually very interesting. What's the
Well,
name of this studio?
It is called Studio Nut, to be exact.
N-U-T. I'm fairly certain they've taken in from like other companies.
they've had to.
Stop
that copyright.
I'm fairly certain. You're fine. This can't pick it up from here. I'm fairly certain that they've taken in from other studios, but this Studio Nut is a brand new group And Tanya is their first production.
I know, right? It makes you laugh every time. Right?
I know, right? He said nut type thing. Not Planters nuts. I'm just saying.
But I like to point out how they're brand new, but they're already starting off with a great.
That's what I'm saying. They've had to have taken it from other companies. I want to look that up and see how that is. Like see who they've taken from, as far as just like where people are from.
I'm going to talk about the last one. I'm going to talk about how many employees they have because I just want to give a.
What, for Nut or for
someone else. Someone else.
I just like hearing you. Just
off in the corner.
How many employees? What Nut has?
At least two.
At least two.
Nut, but
These nuts.
On that note, thank you for listening. I was just supposed to go ahead, bro.
The second. Well, let's start with another because these are the main three I want to talk about.
Okay. Studio Bustinut.
I haven't seen any new studios that come out recently, that start out this strong at least.
That's the thing. The only other one that would be by comparison that actually this is why I say I think Studio Bustinut took from some other companies. The same thing happened with Studio Gynax when they broke off into Studio Trigger. Mm-hmm. There was a whole bunch of people from this company that went, and Studio Trigger, you probably watched Kill a Kill. A couple others.
When superpowers become commonplace is another one they did.
That was so weird.
Hey, they had homage to freaking Kill a Kill in it, which was awesome.
I will say that was pretty cool. But it's the fact of if anyone has not seen Kill a Kill or knows of Kill a Kill, that's where they're from. And to make another comparison, Studio Gynax has made Gurren Lagann, who I ranted about.
Studio Nut didn't make Kill a Kill? Because, I mean, that just seems like right up their alley.
I mean, at this point, if you haven't watched Tanya at this point, I can understand. But no, Studio Gynax made a whole bunch of stuff, but Gurren Lagann was one of the ones that I ranted on in the first podcast of this that you did.
I feel like there's a commonplace theme with you.
I mean, for real.
And I'm never going to get the point, so...
What?
But
yeah, no, it's just as far as I can understand where you're coming from on that. It's just like oftentimes you don't see ones that just pop out of nowhere
and start as strong.
Yeah, I feel like they break off from somewhere, but I don't know. That's why I want to look up Studio Nut and see if they've actually taken from anywhere else. I just like hearing him snort every single time I see Studio Nut.
I'm a child.
Here,
go ahead. Yes. So yeah.
Okay, while he's looking this up,
just saying, I am the one that is running the game on Thursday or on Friday and Saturday. So if you think it's funny hearing me snort and laugh at him, just watch the stream and it's your life.
So that means just start spamming the word nut in the chat, or just boobies or whatever, you know. Just you might get some chuckles out of them, man. Why is your computer not starting up, Joe?
You gotta hit the power button. It went to the rest mode. Give it a minute.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about Fuka. Fuka's another one that just came out.
I stopped watching it.
What? You didn't like it?
It did not grasp my attention, but to each their own.
Okay, for me, it grabbed my attention because I like that kind of thing. Dio Media is what it is called now, but formerly it was called Studio Barcelona. Some may know from Crayon Shin-Chan or Familiar Zero, Idolmaster, Mobile Suit Gundam 00. Is that how you say it? 00.
Sunrise did that.
No, they had part of it.
Sunrise had the rights to it, though.
Yeah, they had the rights to it. I think they ended up splitting off and giving them episodes to do. So if you see a slight difference in animation,
I have to retract what I said.
What?
Studio Nut did Argenvolt.
Argenvolt?
Argenvollen.
What?
That came out a while back. Hold up. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Oh, well, apparently we're misled according to...
So apparently that's a resurgence then. They didn't just...
Also, do not Google image search Studio Nut.
You might...
I just did, though.
You might come into something else.
Continue.
But Myself, Yourself is a rom-com romance kind of thing. I'm not sure if you guys watched it. It's on my queue. I started a little bit of it. It was pretty good. Animation was great for it. But the one that I was talking about way earlier is called Nogizaka Haruka no Himitsu. It's a tongue twister. But it's one of the first ones I watched when I came back into anime. Very good. Do you want me to give you a download on what it is?
See the title again?
Nogizaka Haruka no Himitsu. I spelled Himitsu wrong because I was writing fast.
Keep going.
Okay, basically it's about this guy who... His best friend's sitting here trying to get him into watching anime. He's like, it's nothing special. So he went to the library to return this book for his friend. And he ran into the school's most popular girl. to find out she's a closet otaku.
Oh, that. Okay,
Yes,
I remember that now.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
It's very good. Has 2 seasons and 4 OVAs.
I saw an abridged
which
to this. It was great. I saw an abridged
of this.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go watch it.
Yeah.
I need to go watch that.
It translates to The Secret of Haruka Nogizaka. Yeah, it was great. It was hilarious. Abridged. I've never seen the original, but the abridged was great.
You need to watch the original because it's hilarious too. Because she's apparently super rich on top of it, and it's just.
Oh my god, this is.
What do you want? Are you pouring porn up on my computer in the
You
middle
don't
of
watch
this?
enough of it already.
Sir, but not on my computer. That's what the TV's for.
Yeah.
Oh my. Pornhub.
You're. It's pulling it off the freaking Anime News Network. But go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so it's very good.
Oh,
It gives you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I figured out what it is. Okay, they helped with Argivoli.
Okay, there
They
you go.
helped on 3 episodes: episode 2, episode 10, and episode 15. They helped in the production, but they didn't actually do it. Then they did production cooperation with One Punch Man, Road to Hero OVA. So yes, Tanya the Evil is their own personal first legit thing, but they did some help with 2 other things. So that's all that came from. I misread it and I was just like, okay, I have to read over this real quick. But yeah, okay, no, because Archivolton came out in like 2014. So I'm like, okay, wow, okay.
But back to what I was saying before I was interrupted
So
for some
rudely
facts.
interrupted for factual evidence, sir. Go ahead.
This it gives you the ending that you want, but it doesn't really end it in the original series. You have to go to the OVAs to get the ending, and OVAs are canon if you want to count for the lore. Because I know some people are like, it doesn't really count. Oh, it counts. Trust me. Oh, trust me. I stayed up like till 1 o'clock in the morning watching this. It was really good. Sir, Matt over here.
Yes.
Do you know any studios that have stand out to you before?
Well, everyone's gonna say Sunrise,
Don't.
and everyone's gonna say, well, at least I'm going to say, because this one is amazing, UFO Table or Ufotable or whatever you want to call them, because there are better art studios when it comes to animation, except for there aren't, because you're lying to yourself. So if you've never actually watched anything put out by UFO Table or Ufotable,
Give some examples for some people.
oh gosh,
What was that one you introduced me to? Garden of Sinners?
Yeah, yes. Garden of Sinners is a perfect
Just trying
example.
to lead you off and
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Pardon. Garden
sorry,
of
no
Sinners is a
shout-outs.
perfect one, but for those that don't want to go out and watch something that they've never heard of, because many people have not seen those or even know what they are, a good example is, that would be more mainstream, we should say, is the Fate Stay Limited Blade Works movie, which I have not seen, but they also did the series, and I believe they're working on Prisma Ilia. They also, weren't they for Zero as well? Fate Zero?
I believe they did Fate Zero. I'm checking up stuff right now. Okay.
All I gotta say is that if you want some really pretty animation with actual action, not, hey, that's a really cool sunset, or, man, the backgrounds in this anime are really good. It's more like, holy shit, this fight scene is smooth as fuck, and that's some pretty shit.
Okay, so has anyone here actually heard of Coyote Ragtime Show?
No.
It's like it's a
heard
really
of it,
old.
yes.
It goes back to like 2006. Apparently, I've seen that pop up forever. It goes back. Apparently, Ufotable goes back all the way to 2002.
Nice.
I was 12.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but they did like one about every year leading up to it,
I
minus like
was
the year I graduated.
6.
One of my other favorite ones they did, God Eater, was based off of video games, so that was really good.
Yeah, 2002.
I know. Believe me, I understand. Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Zero, just, oh my god.
Matt, why don't you tell them what Fate Zero is about? Because that's going to be the highlight of this studio.
Yeah.
Tales of Symphonia.
I wouldn't say that's the highlight. I think you should go watch Garden of Sinners before
Okay,
you
then
say...
describe Garden of Sinners then.
We're
Okay.
doing Heaven's Feel. Yes. Go ahead.
You guys might know Lunar Legend Tsukihime, which is the concept of a character that has the ability to perceive what makes up things in the world and therefore see
There's
the
lines
depth.
on everything. They can take
There-
a knife and poke the lines and the things die.
Yeah, this is a good example. They can see where
Good
the
special.
edges of everything are, therefore they can destroy things by doing something as simple as running their finger along a crack in the reality of an object.
You see, what if someone accidentally did that? Like,
You have
for
to
real?
actually do it with intent, from what I've been told.
Okay.
Because if you
What
cannot
if
see,
they're like looking at a wall really intently, go, I hate this wall, you little piece of shit, and poke the
it's
line.
more of a
Is that you?
perception thing. That's why it's
Perception
called
check?
Eyes of
Sorry.
Depth Perception.
Did I call it right?
You did.
Yay!
It would be actually be investigation, but
Investigation. Where's them lines at, boy?
Okay,
I did a thing.
you did.
it is a
I'm sorry.
more of an anime movie series. There are 7 of them with a few what could be considered OVAs. If you want to go all in all, it's considered 9 different movies. The series does end on episode or movie 7, and it is about a character who has this the eyes of depth perception, in which
Death.
she can
Death, not depth.
Yes, and which she can destroy literally anything she wants to, as long as she puts the intention into destroying it. And the episodes are released in a fashion in which the first episode is literally just an introduction to the characters and look at this really cool shit that we did. Because until the 4th episode, it does not explain the backstory. So, not only was it beautiful, well animated, good pacing, nice characters, awesome fight scenes, but they also released the episodes in a way that made you want to watch the next episode because it was, oh shit, what the fuck is this? And then you watch the second episode and go, that's cool backstory, but how the fuck did we go from, here to that bullshit last episode? And I don't know, they just put it together really well, and it was one of those that I literally sat and watched like 6 movies in a row just so I could figure out what the fuck was going on, and just because I fell in love with the characters so quickly. Badassness. Badassness. You're right, Fate Zero is awesome, and in my opinion, Fate Zero is one of the better Fate Stays, though I'm not particularly fond of Fate Stay.
It's also
in
the
general.
prequel, so
Yeah.
when it's already characters that you knew because of Fate Stay Night, and you get in there and go, okay, especially if you watch the original Fate Stay Night, and you go in with Zero when it's doing a prequel, and you're like, this is animated so much better, like years down the road. I can understand where people were like, Fate Zero is better. Even though it's a prequel, you already knew characters from it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ren's there. Just Saber, obviously.
Saber's Bay.
For reasons. Gilgamesh.
Main characters.
Cough, cough. But, yeah, anywho. Sorry.
So yes, I would say that Fate Zero is good. Fate Stay Night is something that a lot of people know about, so yeah, go ahead and watch it, sure. But if you're looking for something really amazing that you have never heard of, or that you're looking for something new, go watch Garden of Sinners. You'll probably love it. If you don't, that's fine, if it's not your thing. But if you like action, that is your shit. And now I'm done.
Forever.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. See, you said you didn't know any studios, but you knew one, and because you went off.
Yes, well.
So,
You do plenty.
hey, Braylon. Okay, now, while we're on the topic of studios, what would you consider Rooster Teeth for Ruby? Would you consider that the studio for it?
Yeah, they produced it.
Yeah.
What I want to really talk about
I'm sorry,
is...
if you pull up an episode of it, they'll say Rooster Teeth presents.
Shh. Some people don't pay attention to that. Anyway, so...
AKA you.
Yes.
Apparently.
What I really want to talk about is...
Pointed that out.
Even though it's already getting dubbed, per se, for Japanese, some people still don't count this as an anime. What do you personally think on it?
Okay, how many anime have you watched that's all CG?
None, actually. Well,
Wow.
there's one that's, what is it? Aojin, or... I can't remember how to pronounce it. Ajin?
Ars Nova, Apregio the
Ajin.
Blue Steel, Ajin.
Ajin.
Oh, with CGI in
With
it.
CG. Or, no, I'm talking the full fucking thing is
Oh,
CG.
no. I was about to say...
That's Ajin, because Ajin is...
Ajin.
A very good
100%.
point. Appleseed, that's older. Fuck.
Actually, yeah. Appleseed is old as fuck and good. And makes my eyes bleed.
Yeah, well, if
Yeah,
you
I
want to
can't
consider
say
Final Fantasy movies...
The Advent
Those are
Children.
American.
really-
Those were American made, though.
But that's
for
the
us.
only
I mean,
really
Square
thing-
Enix is, sure, initially based out of Japan, but that's whatever.
Well, at that point, Ruby is American made, so...
That's whatever.
I mean, even
See,
though
a lot of what
Monty
people-
Ohm was
also don't
forget
Asian.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Monty was Asian, so I automatically just kind of include that in there.
Yeah.
That's whatever.
It's-
Rest in
but
peace,
I mean,
brother.
it wasn't made in Japan, so technically, I
but-
don't think you can qualify. it as
Okay,
an anime.
this is what. Okay, you know what?
Goes to the show.
Ghost in the Shell. A1 Pictures?
Actually, yeah.
I don't know.
Just Googled it, and it said that they were their own.
there a flash drive over
standalone.
here?
They were the standalone complex. I see what you did there.
Yeah, you saw that.
Okay, look, in the production things that they did for Ruby and the various panels they would do at conventions and whatnot, people would ask Monty when he was still alive, rest in peace, brother, it's like what inspired him. And he would sit there and say, look, I would watch all these anime. I've watched this anime forever. When we got to writing the series for this, I told the writers of this what anime to watch. And one of the specific ones they brought up once again, Gurren Lagann. Yes, it's linked to everything. Kyle, watch it.
No.
But he specifically, like Gurren Lagann and a bunch of other ones, he specifically told these people who had really never watched a lot of anime before that, especially not ones that were Japanese dubbed and then read subtitles, as far as just the ones that were brought over into English, he would tell them what anime to watch. So Ruby is greatly inspired from a lot of anime, even if it is not initially based out of fucking Japan, sure.
The spirit of it is a very anime style.
Anime-esque.
It is anime-esque, and if you look at the way they do their openings, their endings, their credits, their, intro music, their battle scenes, it is an anime in all aspects other than the fact that it is not animated in the exact same
And if
process.
anyone tries to give the argument that, well, the opening's not in Japanese, I'm going to sit here and go, okay, I could probably list about 3 anime in which they all sang the intros.
Yeah.
There's Japanese people singing all in English. I'm just saying.
In fact,
if you've never listened to...
there's several anime I can think of off the top of my head where the openings are literally English songs.
Yeah, Nothing's Carved in Stone sings all of their stuff in English, and their
The opening
Japanese
to
only.
Rainbow that I cannot think of the name of the opening. But Rainbow is a good anime that had an opening that was an English song. Ergo Proxy was an English song that had nothing to do with Japanese.
Psychopaths, Nothing's Carved in Stone did one of the seasons of Psychopaths.
So
Go ahead.
don't use your cop out of it's not an English opening or not a Japanese opening either.
There was
It's an
another
anime.
specific one that I can't
You
remember.
can say that it's not. You're wrong. I'm an opinion person.
Very much so.
Or,
force
like
my
people would
opinion
say,
on you.
Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is an American production.
But it was
But-
considered anime.
Yeah, but
So,
it's
I mean,
considered anime.
It's about the same fucking token. Why Ruby can be considered an
Yeah.
anime.
By the way, we would recommend you highly to watch Ruby if
It's
you don't
it
get the
is
point.
epic badassery.
Phil, why don't you describe Ruby for us then, since we're on that topic?
Well,
On that hot topic,
hell yeah.
I want you to talk about why.
Zetsu no Tempest was another one that Nothing's Carved in Stone did the opening for. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Phil, and talk about the opening. I mean, not the opening. Talk about Ruby.
No, specifically the opening, because Jeff Williams is a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
that
he
too.
is. Monty did 4 trailers for each of the 4 main characters: Ruby, Yang, Weiss, and Blake.
Wait, that spells out.
Not necessarily in that order.
Wait, so
Ruby,
It didn't
Weiss,
spell out
Blake,
the team
yeah.
name, but anyway. It gives a little bit of a backstory on each character's fighting style.
And for the continuity, the trailers actually do affect the storyline.
Yes, because it gives you an idea of where they came from. That really applies to one character in particular, Blake.
shout outs to Gynax once more, real quick. They did Fully Cooley. Done. Okay, go ahead.
So, the gist of it is each and every character in Ruby is based on a fictional character of some sort. Where, for example, Ruby Rose is based on Little Red Riding
Well, see,
Hood.
that's-
If you watch the series, you will understand exactly why
Yeah,
they did that.
That's one of the other things people said, because they took from so many fairy tales and stuff.
a fairy tale.
See, we're just pretending.
Oh, Jesus, no.
But it's the fact of,
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil
it's
anything.
the opening to Volume 4.
Exactly.
It's really good.
It's not a.
Let them see Volume 4 before they.
I'm sorry, there's a specific song in Volume 3 that's just called Die.
Yeah.
You know, just-
That was 2.
It was 2?
That was 2.
2? I'm sorry.
Because that was when they were. No, wait, I can't say that. I can't say that. That's a spoiler. My bad.
My flash drive. Randomly. Not that one, the other one. The one with all the freaking YouTube. Anyway, continue, sir.
So, basically, Ruby Rose, in the very first episode, she's out in she's in town. You know, there's a little bit of narration going on, and the first villain you see in the series goes to rob a dust store. You watch the series, you'll understand what dust is. They explain a lot of that shit. But
It's the
anyway,
fact that so much stuff does get explained in there. It's cool. But it's the fact that going back to the original thing that you were saying is the fact that Ruby was inspired by so much stuff. Anime, fairy tales, stuff. A lot of stuff. Carry on.
So the guy goes in to rob the store, and poor old man's freaking out, like, "Oh God, don't kill me! Just take my money and get out of here."
Oh no!
And
Please
then
don't hurt the mess.
one of this jackass's goons sees Ruby with her headphones on, reading a magazine or some shit, and he tries to rob her. She throws his ass out the window and just starts a really epic fight scene. Then this little sneaky little fucker tries to escape. She chases his ass onto the roof of a nearby building, where he gets on an airship, and then some other bitch tries to attack, and then Ruby is then joined by a professional huntress, which is also explained in the series. But she saves Ruby's ass, and then it turns into an even more epic fight scene. And then she ends up meeting the headmaster at the Huntsman Academy where she lives. And, of course, the huntress that saved her ass that night got a video somehow of Ruby fighting.
See, they broke the fourth wall, said, "Hey, we need to download this video from your computer." And Monty's like, "Why?" Because it has to go into to the show. Because we got cameras like that everywhere that just have the perfect angles. And breaking the fourth wall. Go ahead.
Anyway, the headmaster at this academy, Beacon, sees this video, and then he wants to meet with Ruby. After discussing it with her, he says, "Do you even know who I am?" And she says, "You're Professor Osmond, the headmaster at Beacon." And he lets her come to the school without even giving her the admission exam. He sees the video and immediately accepts her in. And then she meets her teammates after they do the initiation and shit. They form the teams. She's paired up with Weiss and Blake, who are complete strangers to her from totally different walks of life, and her older sister Yang. They form Team Ruby, and then the rest of that season is them training together and overcoming a whole bunch of hardships. You get some more backstory on some of the other characters, specifically Weiss and Blake, because of their different walks of life, they've been at war with each other, literally, for ages. But then, season 2 rolls around and things start getting a little bit darker, because each and every season, or each and every volume of Ruby is based on a different season throughout the year. Where number 1 was spring, season 2 was summer, season 3 was fall, and season 4 is supposed to be winter. And
Not
of course,
Schnee. Not the Schnee.
God damn it.
Another reference.
Anyway, just keep watching. Just watch the series. You see more characters and shit. Anyway, season 2. They start to realize, holy shit, there's some shit going down around here, and we need to figure out what is going on so we can put a stop to it. So they start doing some digging and, trying to act like professional huntresses. They uncover a whole bunch of stuff, and then at the end of season 2, they realize, oh God, we are nowhere near where we need to be. But they have to postpone their little investigation because of the Vital Festival tournament, which is a big deal in the world of Ruby because of what it represents. So then season 3 rolls around, and about halfway through the series, all hell breaks loose, and it's like, oh, so this is what they were planning. And of course, by the time they realize that it's too late to stop it, it's already happened. Then the most recent installment, Volume 4, shows Team Ruby, actually it's not even Team Ruby, because at the end of season 3 the team is broken up, so they all go on their own individual journeys of self-discovery. And then season 4, the remaining characters, 3 of which are from a whole nother team, go essentially on a manhunt halfway across the damn globe to find the root of the problem and kill it.
This bitch stole my money. I'm about to find them.
Bitch better have my money.
Exactly.
Money.
Let me just throw this out here. Someone saying that Ruby is not a anime because it's based on fairy tales is like saying Force of Will isn't a real card game because of the same thing. Just throwing
No,
that
people
out.
will try to argue that for a completely different reason, but I ain't getting into that. Anyhow,
Bravest Warriors is good.
huh?
Just throws that casually in there.
Which one?
Bravest Warriors.
Bravest Warriors.
Frederator Studios.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the whole concept of Ruby is each character is based on a fairy tale or fictional character of some sort. A lot of which actually came from the Wizard of Oz. Professor Ozpin is a perfect example.
The big thing about people not liking, or not saying that Ruby isn't anime, is they're just salty as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They're the diehard. I'm sorry.
They're purists.
Not even purist. I mean,
What
it's
classifies
insane.
an anime as anime?
Exactly.
That's
That's
what
the real
people try to
question.
argue.
The lines have been blurred.
But too many people who will try to argue that about Ruby are the people who only watch the mainstream anime anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Back when it was Naruto and Bleach and stuff like that.
Dragon Ball
If
Z.
you want to get...
If it's not DBZ or Gundam, you don't
But
watch
I
it.
watched all of that. I've read every single chapter of
One
Naruto,
Piece.
and I'm like, it's not the best in the world, sure, but yeah.
If you want to get technical, the word literally is Japanese cartoons. It's literally what it is.
Well, it's getting a dub now in Japan, so I'm gonna refer to it.
So
as
that's
such.
why I brought it up, because it's getting dubbed over there. It's so good. Plus, at some point, it's not even cartoons anymore. It's almost adult rated after a certain point for some
It
cartoons.
does get dark.
Like Fate Zero, Tanya Evil. Like, come on now, you can't just...
Blue Exorcist gets a little bit dark.
All I gotta-
That's the religious kind of like, throw it in there. All right,
Well,
kids.
I'm just saying.
Well, the perfect example, to be perfectly honest, was remember when Attack on Titan was first coming out, and everyone's like, "So do you really think that anime is for kids?" And then it would have all of the bullshit that goes on in Attack on Titan.
Speaking of Blue Exorcist, just because I kind of want to segue into this, things you may not have known about your animation studios. What works they have also worked on. I'm just bringing this up. Blue Exorcist. Anyone ever heard of Fairy Tale? You know,
Yes.
same company. A1 Pictures specifically. Let's see, what else can we go through? A Black Butler.
Actually, gotta be black.
The Idolmaster,
You can tell.
Sword Art Online for all those other
SAO.
mainstream people. Another one that I will throw out there, Space Brothers, was very good. Anohana,
Oh gosh, Anohana was good.
Magi, From the New World, Vivid Red Operation, Silver Spoon. I know we mentioned that in the first one.
That's a great one too.
Aldnoah Zero, Persona 4, the golden animation. I'm just saying. Seven Deadly Sins. I know that's like one of the other big ones that's kind of mainstream now because of how far the manga's gone, which that's whatever. Your Lion April. I mean, just all this is done by the same people, or by the same group at different points in life. But I mean, I'm also right. I'm looking at like the years that these come out, and like A1 Pictures is obviously one of the bigger ones because they'll put out. Let's see, 2015 alone is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like 11 anime in the same year.
How many employees do they
Good
got since you're
God.
sitting there on
Probably
my
a
computer?
fuck ton. Hold up.
They got to put out 11 anime in one fucking year.
That's
They gotta
also
have
like that's
thousands.
2015. So you go back a little further, it's not going to be as much. They're probably like.
They've got to be.
This is on the
They
Wikipedia.
gotta
Number of
be growing.
employees as of October 2014. So this is not up to date in any way, shape, or form. 152. But that was
152?
assume that that's triple by then. I don't even know.
Only 152.
Since we're
That
going
was
to
in 2014.
segue into popular studios, kids, we're going to talk about Studio Sunrise. Sunshine.
Wait.
Sunrise. There we go.
it
Can't
has
get
something to do with the freaking sun, either way.
Studio Sunrise.
Number of employees 224 as of.
Yep. And what was their last big leap, like a push up? By the way, this is the company that does Love Live, Cowboy Bebop, Ronin Warriors, as my friend currently.
Yeah,
like,
because I looked at it, I'm like, what the fuck is Samurai Troopers?
it's on there.
Yeah, but it was over in America as Ronin Warriors when I was watching it coming up. So I was like, what? I didn't know what this was. They started in the 1970s, like 72.
And they're
Doing
currently
stuff
still
like-
going.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm
They
talking.
know what the
like-
hell they're doing, apparently.
It was a good year. One of the more popular ones back then, Cyborg 009.
Oh,
That was
gosh.
actually a really good one.
we
It
didn't
is.
get it in America though till like the 90s. So it was like
I grew up on that.
OG Mobile Suit Gundam, which it was 19, like almost right at 1980. Like,
Well, they do all
79
Gundam, correct, Billy? As you
for the most part, apparently.
What about
other-
Wing?
Wing.
Wing.
Was it Gundam
Like
Wang?
I shot the
did Wing.
1980s, and I'm seeing so much Gundam right here. It's insane.
Gundam.
But I'm trying to bounce not just on
Gundam
Gundam.
style.
Oppa Gundam style. Whoop.
No, please
Woot
stop.
woot.
I mean, there's a whole bunch up here that I'm just not even familiar with. I'm just like, Jesus. Blue Comets, if anyone knows of that.
I've seen that.
I mean, apparently there was a whole bunch of that one. Jeez.
Louise.
You're fine. Mobile Suit SD Gundam? Oh my god. I'm sorry.
SD. I think that was the Chibi Gundams.
Yeah.
SD
See, it's
series.
listed here as Ronin Warriors. I don't know. Anyway. 0080, which was still Gundam as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through this as quickly as possible. But like once you get into the 90s, this is like all that stuff from like the previous decade is now just getting brought over here. Patalbar, if nobody knows what that is actually pretty damn good. Armored Police. Mama is a 4th grader. I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't think I want to know. That sounds like it's up there among with Boku no Pico.
Anywho.
Never look that up, kids.
Do yourselves
Never.
a favor. Avoid that like the bubonic plague.
But I'm literally every other one's like some kind of Gundam or some kind of thing spin off of it.
They
So
love some robots.
I mean, it works. People like them.
If I can make a comment,
Nope.
just a really quick
Cannot.
comment.
It's
Brave
about Boko? No.
Brave
No,
King
it's not
Gal
about
Gaigar,
Gaigar.
Cowboy Bebop,
A classic,
Very.
if there ever was one.
Ding ding ding.
Infinite Revias, which is actually the very last one that they did from 99 to 2000, which is actually a very good one.
Yeah.
If no one's watched that.
That one's
I
great.
highly recommend that one. Once you get into the 2000s, you're looking at everything from like Argento Soma, Inuyasha,
Oh, cool.
Banner of the Stars, Escraed, more Cowboy Bebop, which is like the movie, Witch Hunter Robin, The Big O,
Big O, I remember that shit.
yes,
It was a spin-off of Gundam, essentially.
Sergeant Frog,
Frog.
Sergeant Frog's not bad.
Steamboy, which was actually a movie, and it's a very good movie.
Who did Full Metal Panic?
I don't know.
That's a good question, though.
I'll check it up when someone else gets to talking, but I'm just trying to
Rattling
get Code
off random
Geass.
shit.
Okay.
Okay, there you
I
go.
will end that in the when you start the 2000s with Code Geass. I'm just saying that was in 06, 07.
See, I'm gonna take over just a little bit.
What series did you say?
Studio Sunrise is been known for and they've been doing this for a long time. You'll see this in a lot of the Gundams. Studio Sunrise loves to play both sides of the conflict in an anime. Many of the Gundams, they'll be like, this is what's going on the good guy's side, but a couple episodes later, they're like, and this is what's going on the bad guy's side. I've never had a animation company make me feel so bad for the bad guys for losing, or hate the good guys so much for doing what they do. So
Gundam Wing was a perfect example
Yeah.
of that because they do 2 or 3 episodes where the Gundams are just ripping shit apart,
Yeah.
and they'll show like 5 episodes of Oz and the
Yeah.
Alliance doing their thing.
To answer Chris's thing, the first season of Full Metal Panic was done by Gonzo. The second, which is Fumofu, and then the second Raid, which was the 3rd season, was done by Kyoto Animation. So they switched right after that. So carry on.
So as Sunrise does, and you'll see this in Code Geass is a good example.
Don't
Code
watch
Geass-
Fumofu first. I'm saying this right now. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it will ruin that series for you. But don't, as you'll see in Code Geass and a lot of the Gundams, it kind of has that Death Note sort of feel where you're playing both sides of the conflict and you're actually enjoying seeing why all of the characters do what they do, and the actual, especially in Gundam, the political status of their actions causing effects on the people that are around them. Not many anime get that deep, but Sunrise does a good job of going, hey, you like these characters? Well, now you're going to actually learn why they do their shit. And in my opinion,
Backstory.
that's what takes an anime and makes it one of the classics. They also did that in Cowboy Bebop, actually. Not too much, but they did it in Cowboy Bebop as well, which is another...
And that
one of the
wasn't
reasons-
near the tail end though. It was kind of
It
like
was more Tales to Tail End. and
because
here-
it was more of Spike's thing,
Yeah.
and then you know we all know what happens at the end. But we're not going to spoil that in case someone wants to go and.
That's a good anime.
Very good.
I want to go off on one quick little tangent here as far as like what production companies creators will choose. I found an interesting comparison, and that was Excel World is done by Sunrise, whereas Sword Art Online is done by A1 Pictures, and it's both made by Reiki Kawahara, same person. So why would he choose 2 different production companies?
Well, to go to Sunrise, like I just said, Excel World does play more on the actual effects of the characters' choices on each other. So for a more psychological, with action sort of anime, it makes more sense to
okay.
do Sunrise. Now, would Sword Art have gained something if they would have taken more from the light novels
That
and actually
very much so.
played up more of the aspects of the characters' interactions?
Yeah, A1
if
Pictures
they would have
is
had Sunrise do
more
it?
accessible. They do a lot of
Then-
stuff, but
I just think that A1 got it because they wanted Sword Art to be more action than...
So do
The other
you guys know
aspects.
Madhouse?
Yeah.
Studio
Studio
Madhouse,
Madhouse is
oh
good,
yeah,
too.
Black
Hellsing.
Lagoon.
Hellsing Ultimate is like the big thing.
Black
My
Lagoon.
absolute favorite anime of all time, Death Note.
Death Note's good.
I could probably point out a whole bunch more from that, but keep going.
And Studio Madhouse tends to do darker, more gritty anime.
Mm-hmm.
Death Note, like we just said, Black Lagoon.
Didn't
which
they
is
do
gritty as
Batum
fuck.
too?
Hunter
I think
x
so.
Hunter.
Hunter
Yeah.
x Hunter.
What about Akamega Kill?
That's true.
They
I think that was A1. No, that was White Fox. That was Studio White Fox.
Wait the
Which
fuck.
is another good one.
That was very good. I don't care what anyone says. White Fox is
That's true.
damn
That was
good.
one of the first things that they put out too.
One of the bigger ones. I'll check that in just a second here. I think they're also kind of like a branch off
They
from
are.
something else. So
They help on a lot of things. But
Mad-
that was one of the first things that they put out themselves.
Madhouse, Card Captor Sakura, Chobits. So it's not just the gritty
Yeah.
stuff. I didn't even think
Well,
of
that
Hunter
means
x
that they're
Hunter.
also partners with Clamp.
One Punch Man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
And actually,
Ninja
Card
Scroll.
Okay, well, we're back to the gritty there. But
Yeah.
Card Captor Sakura is actually pretty gritty, and if they would have done more with Chobits, it would have made more sense that they actually got it.
Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad. I know you asked about that recently.
Yes, and I need that.
Madhouse did Beyblade?
Yes.
I didn't know that was considered an anime.
If you want to
It is.
consider what happens with the Beyblades, it's action. So I can kind of see what they're.
Jesus.
Oh, apparently they also worked with Studio Ghibli on Spirited Away, My Neighbor Totoro, and things of that nature. Like
No
all
Game,
of his
No
movies.
Life. I forgot No Game No Life was done by
Miyazaki's
them.
movies.
Needless. If anyone's never watched Needless, that was actually pretty fucking insane. Overlord, Chaos Head. I could go on, but go ahead.
Did
gonna check
you
White
ever
Fox.
give me back?
I gotta get it to you.
Okay. Because I desperately need that. Because
White Fox.
What about you guys remember that one that Tenchi Muyo?
Tsushimiya, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was done by some... Oh, wow.
I'll check it
That's
out.
a
One
way
second.
older... That's a way older studio.
we're
That
gonna
was a
wrap
good
it up a
fucking
little bit
series,
early
though.
compared to the last one.
It was a good hair, man.
So whatever.
I want to answer his question though, mostly because.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what we're gonna do.
And then I want to check the thing on White Fox real quick. Checking it. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, as you've been listening here, as you heard the descriptions of all these animes that we have been talking about, I asked them to describe the more major ones, such as Ruby, such as whatever I told you to describe, which I can't remember now that my mind's blanking out.
Well, now that you're blanking out, I am too. So.
Yeah, see now it just
double
runs through.
brain fart.
Oh, Garden of
Pioneer. It was a company called Pioneer.
What Tenchi Muyo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't
We
they also
described
do Ranma and
Nogizaka.
Ranma and a lot of Pokemon early on.
All right. So we were sitting here telling you how our opinions are on the studios, what we see are good, what we see are bad.
Katana Gatari was done by White Fox.
That
Go ahead.
explains a lot.
Well, what do you talk about White Fox? Talk about you want
Okay, White Fox. One of the first ones they did was Tears to Tiara in 2009. That
Which
was
wasn't
aight.
bad.
Katana Gatari in 2010. Akamega Kill wasn't until 2014. Devil was a part timer. Jormungand is the Order of Rabbit. ReZero.
Ding ding ding.
Steins Gate the movie.
They've
I
got
thought the animation of ReZero
Oh, Steins Gate.
was.
they've got a golden
so
hand
familiar.
there. There
So,
are a few
They
things
got a
that
lot
aren't
of
great,
stuff, but they've at least put out like one thing almost every single year. 1 to 2 things every single year since.
And
20
apparently it was gold.
Since
The last,
2009.
coming up in the earlier.
Ninja.
Yeah.
Ninja.
So
These nuts.
Zero Kara.
we hope that some of this would help you in deciding on what animes to watch and what studios we wish to support later on in the future. As we have all given our personal opinions, I was just gonna, go on a Love Live rant, but you'll probably hear me do that in some later date.
or on literally any other video you've ever seen him do, probably.
No, you don't even watch my channel. I can tell you from that statement. That hurts my feelings.
Shots fired.
I'm sorry.
You traitor. Anyway,
I don't have a computer. You get me a computer, I'll watch all your crap.
Crap. Wait, you hear
I'll
that?
work
He
on
just
that.
called your stuff crap.
Anyway, so
Because he won't watch Gurren Lagann.
yes, so remember, guys, check out Chris's stream if you want to be a good person for the year and donate some money to his stream, which will go directly into the charity of that month. Which the first one is Children's Miracle Network, if I can remember
Also,
correctly.
everyone comment for Kyle to watch Gurren Lagann. Done.
I need at least 100 likes on this video for me to do that.
Please. I will make like 100 different alternate accounts.
So anyone who
Do it.
tunes in on Friday, also make sure to put a like on this video as well.
There you go.
There you go. All right, that works too. All right. So
Otherwise, you're a horrible person.
Likes for a good cause.
Likes for a
Watching
good
Gurren
cause.
Lagann saving children's lives.
check out Base Damage. We always put a link in the description in the bottom and an outro, which I always cover for, and they found something very interesting at the end. So thank you guys for coming to Joe's Corner.
Yeah. Life is a maze that I've been escaped. If this is a game I've already played, they asking for